Gen V is the spin-off series to The Boys, and while it was well received, seems to have fans questioning the character's power levels. I've seen people say Sam is stronger than Homelander, and some people say he'd get clapped up by Black Noir. Today I'm here to explain just how powerful the next generation of heroes is, and rank them all from weakest to strongest. And hey, I have a ranking video ranking every single major character in The Boys, so why don't you give that a little watch if you guys are into this kind of thing. Thank you always for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. The main people we'll be discussing today are the series' main cast: Marie Moreau, Andre Anderson, Cate Dunlap, Emma Meyer, Luke and Sam Riordan, and Jordan Lee. The first thing you need to remember is most of these characters are students of the Godolkin University Hero Course, and are all among the top 10 there. While this status is at least partially determined by social status and marketing, it's generally considered you need to be among the top of the top to even be there. Those in the top 10 will often be offered city contracts by Vought, protecting one of the many towns across the country, or joining the 7 for those who truly stand out among the best. The Deep, A-Train, and Queen Maeve were all drafted into the 7 from God U, showing the level of talent the school can produce. In terms of power scaling, most of the characters don't have much to go off in terms of connecting them to the rest of the series. Marie doesn't box up Starlight or anything, but thankfully, we can scale them at least a little bit off of Sam Riordan. In terms of physical strength, Sam is the strongest character in the show, unless you count Homelander, of course. Yet several of the characters would still manage to stagger and knock him down using their unique superpowers, like Marie's blood manipulation and Jordan's energy blast. In the season finale of The Boys Season 4, Sam would briefly fight Kimiko, honestly ragdolling her and no-selling a punch to the face with absolutely no damage. This is extremely impressive, seeing as Kimiko was able to damage Black Noir, break A-Train's leg, and would even damage Stormfront, someone stated to be her most powerful and dangerous enemy so far. On top of that, Kimiko would be even more motivated and trying harder than ever to save Frenchie in this scene, displayed through her finally being able to speak and desperately calling out to save him. She'd logically be punching harder than ever before if she's so desperate to actually cry out after Frenchie. Sam no-selling this punch is far more impressive than Stormfront, who spewed blood with basically every strike. Marie, who can stun and trip up Sam with her blood whips, Andre knocking him back with telekinesis and his punches, Emma in her giant form managing to restrain him, and Jordan, who sends him flying, would all at least be around the same level as Kimiko based on this. I'm not saying Marie or Andre would actually beat Stormfront or anything like that, just that they should scale to her at least in some capacity. They should be able to do as good as Kimiko did at the very least. Golden Boy is the top student at God U and the prized student of Professor Brink, former teacher of the Deep, A-Train, and Queen Maeve, and basically every other crime-fighting hero. Through his teaching, Golden Boy would reach never-before-seen heights, being accepted into the 7 before his schooling was ever over. This is abnormal, since usually Vought would draft their heroes from the top 10 after graduation, but Golden Boy was so strong and popular that Vought dropped billions of dollars to get him in immediately with a brand new supersuit. Brink would at one point tell Jordan that Golden Boy could be as strong as Homelander, but he has breakdowns. Brink doesn't know how strong Homelander is, but he does know every other student he's ever had, and thinks it's more appropriate to use Homelander as the mark of comparison rather than Queen Maeve, for example. This, to me, combined with him bypassing the hero draft, makes it seem like Golden Boy should be stronger than any previous God U student, including the Deep, who outmatched Starlight in hand-to-hand combat, A-Train, who beat Starlight and Kimiko, and Queen Maeve, who was the former top student before him. This wouldn't scale Golden Boy above Prime Maeve from Season 3, but presumably above her weaker variants, such as when she graduated from God U and joined the 7. During this time, Maeve was considered Homelander's number 2, at least in a deleted scene from Season 1.
The 2 most powerful people on the planet.
And later in Season 2, she became a shell of her former self, wallowing in depression and self-loathing, but was still powerful enough to outbox Stormfront in a brief one-on-one fistfight. Golden Boy would likely surpass a younger, more motivated, and in-shape Queen Maeve. Even if you are skeptical about this scaling chain, he'd at the very least scale above A-Train when he first joined the Seven, whose powers only weaken with time as we saw during Season 1 and 2, meaning this might actually be A-Train in his prime. Jordan Lee managed to go blow for blow with Golden Boy, and Sam was confirmed to be stronger than Golden Boy ever was.
Sam's stronger than Golden Boy ever was.
Combine this with the Kimiko feat I mentioned at the start, and I think it's very clear the Gen V high tiers are certainly among the strongest characters in the series. Scaling to high tier 7 members like Stormfront and A-Train would mean each of these characters at least have the attack potency to destroy buildings, as shown by Nakib's explosion, Stormfront's lightning ripping apart a building, Lamplighter's fire blast melting a metal door, but would only apparently make Kimiko mad. And the fact that supes are considered above standard military weapons like missiles, tanks, and jets. Even random supes outside of the Seven like Nubia are capable of easily creating thunderstorms on accident, with storm creation being an extremely impressive feat. This specific storm would generate more energy than some nuclear bombs, yet she's not even seen as a contender for the Seven at the time of Season 4. And now that we know that, we can go over how they rank among each other. Cate Dunlap's ability to mind control people with a simple touch seems strong, but in a one-on-one fight doesn't help her very much. We don't know if she has any super strength or enhanced abilities, so nothing really stops any enhanced fighter from just punching her head off. The main strength of her power comes from her inherent social manipulation and prep, as seen in the season finale. Marie Moreau, while arguably having the most potential of anyone on this list, lacks the straight-up feats to go any higher. Her power of blood manipulation gives her an arsenal of tools from blood blades, blood whips capable of staggering people as strong as Sam, blood sensing, and in rare instances, even the ability to make blood explosions such as Victoria Newman does. However, while this ability is overpowered, it only occurs in rare instances of heightened stress and emotions and is not something she can freely control. Once she masters her powers, she will surely end up higher in next season. Andre Anderson is in the same boat as Marie, as he mainly gets by on the utility of his powers, but seems to be physically stronger on top of that. His ability inherited from his dad, magnetism control, allows him to control just about anything with magnetic properties weighing up to 12 tons, throwing around vans, blades, and even catching helicopters. He's also endowed with a high level of super strength and durability, managing to take a few hits from Sam and knock him down as well, although he was far inferior in that fight and needed to rely on a God U taser to incapacitate Sam. Don't forget, bot agents have tech capable of incapacitating Starlight and Kimiko, and Butcher had a taser strong enough to drop a water buffalo. Just because a taser can hurt him doesn't mean he'd just get one-tapped by Stormfront. This equipment is specifically designed to deal with 7-tier supes. When it comes to Emma in her giant form, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly where to put her. She managed to pin down Sam, although Sam had just been hit by Jordan's energy blast and didn't seem to put up much resistance until he was already on the ground, which is much harder to do than when otherwise. That's why grappling is generally considered an effective martial art. If you can restrain a stronger opponent, it's harder for them to make use of their strength. Regardless, I think in her giant form, Emma could probably handle about anything Marie or Andre could hit her with, but I can't confidently say she'd be any higher. Jordan Lee was the top student after Golden Boy with a unique power of switching. Jordan's male form possesses enhanced strength and invulnerability with high agility and energy blasts in the female form. Jordan makes near expert use of this power in close combat, constantly switching back and forth to make the most use out of every form. They would go blow for blow with Golden Boy, tanking his punches and fireballs and outmatching the top student in terms of pure hand-to-hand skill. Golden Boy would have no choice but to choke Jordan out, having no way to overcome the durability in their male form, which could even take blows from Sam, who is straight up physically stronger than Golden Boy. Jordan probably could have done even better, but was likely holding back since they saw Luke as a friend, while Luke was bloodlusted and having a mental breakdown. They possessed the top combat scores out of everyone at God U, making them one of the most skilled hand-to-hand fighters in the entire world. Luke Riordan, or Golden Boy, was pretty blatantly superior to Jordan, both in the fact that they are the top student and the fact that they actually managed to win that fight, choking them out with a single hand. I do think it's possible Jordan could win against Luke sometimes. However, everything in the show points to Luke being superior for the most part. He can fly, he can shoot fireballs, he gets naked. I explained most of his scaling earlier, so yeah, this section is pretty short. And lastly, of course, Sam. Sam is stated to be outright stronger than Golden Boy, and Jordan pretty much admitted that despite all their skill and invulnerability, they'd still lose. Likely aware that Sam would simply outlast them, throw them around with his far superior strength, or choke them out like Luke did. He doesn't really have anything else. He's just a monster of pure force and durability, but that alone is enough for him to rank here. And that's the Gen V cast power scaled, ranked, and explained. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe hit subscribe, or hey, leave a like. If you really like my videos, maybe join my membership program. Every penny you guys donate helps me get better equipment, pay my editors, and make better videos. And you guys get to see my videos early. As always, thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you next time.